Hi, scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch. I'm a creative memories advisor in Jupiter, Florida. And today I want to share something with you that has me very egg-cited. I have some ideas that you can use just for general for spring, but also you can use them for specifically for Easter. And I'm going to share some page layouts, borders, and even a couple of cards that I made. I'm going to be working with the gorgeous painted garden collection, Creative Memories, but I also went into my stash and I'm using some other papers, garden kind of papers. So if you just take a look and see, and as I work along with showing you the examples, I will tell you where I got some of these ideas because, our advisor community, Creative Memories advisor community is all about sharing with one another. So I will tell you where some of the inspirations came from some of the things that you're going to see. I couldn't just leave it alone though. I had to take it a little bit farther, which you will see. So please enjoy. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate you doing so. And if you click that little bell, then you will be notified whenever I make another video, so you won't miss any. Thank you to my subscribers who are already watching and liking the videos. So buckle up. It's going to be exciting. So this first layout I want to show you, I did not design. This is from Kylie Kingham, who is also known as Paper Sweet Pea. She made this gorgeous design where she cut out the frame and then made this adorable bunny and this is the Painted Garden collection, used some of the embellishments. I switched up my embellishments a bit because I wanted it to reflect my garden because I do have hummingbirds and lots of butterflies and it is my happy place. So I did change that up, but this bunny really inspired me. So I want to show you what I did. I thought I was making cards for my scrapbookers who are coming for National Scrapbook Day, which is, and for me, is going to be the day before Easter, April 8th. So I thought, and I know they love to make cards, National Scrapbook Day. So I was getting cards samples ready for my card station. And I thought, I would love to make that little bunny, to reduce it in size and make it into a card. So that is what I did. I used the cutting system of circle and oval for the body and for the tail as well. And then I just kind of free cut the ears, but how adorable is that? This is the, let me think. The floral, here it is right here. Floral Peaks. The Floral Peaks punch back in here, and of course the grass from the Border Maker cartridge, and our field fence. And I didn't, actually these were scraps I had left over from border that I made, but you can do that with a card. So that was my inspiration from Kylie. Thank you again, Kylie. I just love it. So now I'm going to share some other layouts that I made using the Painted Garden and some of my stash, just to have springy kinds of pages. So for the next layout, I want to just show you this. Kylie cut out the frame here. You can see where this was cut. 10.5 inches left over in the middle, 1.5 inches around the edges. So I just love this paper. It is, yes, it's busy, but it's just beautiful for spring. So I decided to use that as the centerpiece for this layout. So I cut another frame, a smaller frame. I made a 1-inch frame from another one of the Painted Garden papers, and then I used that beautiful one left over from my first cut, added some embellishments, and here I have a journal box, really beautiful. And if I would probably use 4x4 pictures would fit better, but you could very easily fit a couple of larger photos or even just one beautiful photo. And that is with the center that was left over from the other. I cut another frame, and then there's another base page from that. Now some of the paper in the Painted Garden is so beautiful. It's kind of like that scenic paper. And Becky Belote, last year I believe it was, did a video about cutting scenic paper so that you can enjoy the paper and still see the design, but still have plenty of room for photos. So I decided to do that with these because I love this design so much, but it gives room right down the center. And if you overlap a little bit, that's not going to hurt anything. So there's lots of room for photos, but you still can appreciate this beautiful design that our artists have come up with in the spring garden. Here it is again with a different background. I like this watercolor base. And for this one, I went ahead, I haven't put them on yet because I want to print my photos first. But on this one, I did cut some mats so that you can put, but you can see how they would fit here. And as I said, if you have to go over the edge a little bit, you could put this at an angle, whatever. I mean, I would probably kind of stay in the center. You could also put 4x4s, but there's plenty of room for photos while still being able to enjoy this beautiful paper. Okay. So I kept playing, and I wanted to use some old stickers I had from Mrs. Grossman. And you're going to laugh. My friends know I use these all the time because I love them. I still have before Creative Memories, we have the new Creative Memories 2.0, started back again under new management, new owner, Caleb. Hey-ho, we were using Mrs. Grossman stickers because they were photo safe, and they had a partnership with them, so we would buy Mrs. Grossman stickers. Well, I fell in love with these bunnies so much. I love bunnies. So I bought a lot of these, and I still do have some of these, and I have to use them every spring and every Easter pretty much because I love them. So this is what I did with it. In the spring garden collection, this beautiful, looks like cherry blossom tree. I'm in southern Florida, so you know it's just a beautiful tree in bloom. We do have trees not exactly like that, but we have beautiful blooming trees also in our spring. So then I just used the garden paper, and then added some embellishments and one little bunny. And I was playing around with the grass cartridges, and this is that fringe that we had from a few years ago. It's a fidgety one to cut with, but it does also make very nice grass. So that gives you an alternative if you don't have the Border Maker cartridge that has the grass, or even the this freestanding punch that has the grass. So there are other alternatives. So I got to thinking about Easter and Easter eggs. One of our daughters-in-law is Lithuanian, and she taught us last year, and we're going to do it again this year, dyeing eggs with using natural, leaves and not using artificial coloring, but just using natural coloring, onion skin and purple cabbage and leaves of plants and so forth. So it got me to thinking about painting eggs. Now, a couple of years ago, I think it's probably been 2 years now, Becky Belote shared an idea of using templates and these little makeup sponges. And what you do is you paint. You take the dot pens are probably the easiest because they have that nice big end with a lot of ink on it. But you can put this down. I can't do it with my left hand. Okay, so you paint the paint, put the paint on here, because remember, this is photo safe ink, so you don't want to put something in your album that's not photo safe. And then here I use the template, but you can also just sponge to add. But that's when I sponged it on this template. Here's this adorable turtle from the summer template. And I thought, okay, well, that's one thing that I can do. And you will see I did make some eggs decorating them like this. But then I also was thinking about another idea that Noreen Smith did a few years ago, where she used the dot pen, and she put a little bit of, she took a little bit of ink, just put it on there, on acrylic, some kind of acrylic that's non-absorbent, and then you give it a little spritz with water, and then you can take a piece of acrylic. I have a little scrap here, a piece of acrylic, and then you can get this onto your acrylic paper or your acrylic piece, and then you can put this on, kind of do the blotchy, do different colors, and then it looks like those wonderful watercolor eggs that you dye. And so I thought about that, but then I got to thinking I really wanted to make eggs that were decorated like our Lithuanian eggs. And some of the Ukrainian eggs that we have that belong to my husband's grandmother. So I decided to make little templates, and I used this is an old sticker cardstock from an old sticker pack. This doesn't have to be photo safe because you're not putting this in your album. But what I did was I punched out the Monstera leaf, the 5-leaf, and then also just a leaf, and that's this one. And here's the Monstera. And I kept these pieces. I love this piece that comes out of this leaf here. And then here are the other, because sometimes I used the negative design, sometimes I used the positive when I sponged it. Now I had done, oh, and I have this to show you that it can be any cardstock. If you want to cut out pictures, these are photo safe. This is from anything that comes in the Creative Memories paper packs and sticker packs. That's photo safe. So you can use this to make your designs and then put that in your album after you cut them out. So anyway, I had made some fold over pages, 8x8. So I had all this white cardstock. Because to me, if I was going to start sponging designing, 8x8 is not too overwhelming. So what I did, I'm just going to use that same purple that I have right here. Oh, that was green. Never mind, that's not purple. Oh, I could use this. I'll use this juicy purple to show you. Okay, so what I do, I just hold it down. And now this is going to be lighter, but that's okay. And you just keep sponging, and you do that all over your page, and you fill that. And to me, I think starting with an 8x8, it didn't seem so impossible a task. So that's what I did. You can use the watered down, or you can just paint the inks. You can see where I painted right on there, and then you have the other markings. So then you can do that with different colors that you want to use in your theme, different designs. Maybe do one like this. Actually, I think I'm going to paint it so you can see. All right, so I'm going to paint it on here. Now these I've done a lot of painting with these, so they might be finished, but I have gotten a lot of use out of them. Okay, it's a little bit darker when you do this, when you just freshly paint it on there. The other one, remember, was watered down with a little spritz of water, which works as well. Okay, yeah, see, that's a little bit too wet, but that's what I did for the leaf designs, because I wanted to do that Lithuanian kind of design. So I'm going to show you what I ended up with. I will post a picture of these when they were finished. So these were my, these were the leaves. So you can see how many eggs I was able to cut out of this. I used the cutting system, and it was the little heart with the egg shape in it. I'll also show you that. So these eggs, these were the leaf design. You can still see one little leftover leaf, and these I cut with the with this heart from the custom cutting system, and it looks like this was the red blade. No, it looks like it not. It must have been the middle one, the green blade. But you can play with that and see what designs, and you can mix the sizes as well. Then I also did just the sponge technique. Just hitting it with the sponge like that, with the paint on the sponge overall, because then when you go to cut it, you know, you can get different designs in it. So that was with the sponged paint. Then I decided I wanted speckled eggs. So I used the different designs, and I am going to post these pictures with the full design on there. But you can see you can get a lot. I made 2 mega eggs, and then I decided I wanted some little ones. So you can see how many you can get out of that. It's pretty good. Then I decided I love the swirly egg design. So I just took pens, again, the dot pens, because they have that nice thick point, and I just made a swirl design. And I will show you those as well. So once I've made all my eggs, then and cut them out, then I could start planning my borders or my pages. So, you know, here are the designs that I pulled out. Okay, the ovals aren't exactly eggs, but honestly, they look like eggs you'll see on the pages. And of course, when you add the 3 blades for the cutting system, giving you the different sizes multiplied by this, you have a lot of choices, and that way you can mix and match it. Now, because I am a bird lover, bird watcher, I feed the birds in my yard, I watch them, I love them, and I also happen to love chickens. I was lucky enough to at my last school, I was a science lab teacher, and we had a chicken coop. So I love my girls, and my girls made the most beautiful eggs for us. So I decided I want to go kind of a little bit scientific too. So our Americanas chicken had these beautiful kind of greenish blue eggs. So I thought, oh, I have to make some of those. So I just cut those out. And you can see on this that I had a couple spaces I couldn't get eggs out of. So I just punched some flowers. And that is from these little, this is an oldie but a goodie. Creative Memories little punch. It has a little heart and the drop flower. So there are my blue ones. Okay. Who doesn't love brown eggs? I did punch some white, cut out some white eggs too. I just used the whole paper, so I didn't put white to show you white on white. And then, I love speckled eggs. So I decided to make blue speckled eggs, brown speckled eggs, and I was looking at photographs of speckled eggs. Some of them have lines and zigzags and so forth. So I left some plain, some with lines and zigzags and dots, and some just with the different kind of dots on there. And I'm so excited with how they turned out. I'm going to show you now in my layout. Okay, so forgive all these puns today, but you'll know exactly how much I love these bunnies when you see this layout. Voila. So here's a giant rabbit. So the giant rabbit needed a giant egg. I made this basket just using some of the fringe punches and the border punches. And behind it is just a piece of purple cardstock. And then I used the, the oval cutter to get that, make it like a handle underneath. This is our new butterfly punch. But you can see I mixed my different natural kinds of eggs, my polka dotted speckled eggs, and then my swirly eggs. But we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, so I have them spilling down here too. And this gorgeous little bunny is holding one. I just cut the sticker a little bit. This little flower, I use these a lot for drop flowers. This was that punch that was from a few years ago, but I use those little pieces all the time if you still can get it. Sadly, I don't think it's available. We do have other flower punches that you can use, or you can cut them off of a border punch if you want to make little drop flowers. So there is that. And then I just decided I'm not going to make a lot of full pages. This will definitely be an Easter page for our family. But then I kind of went crazy with the borders. Okay. So this is our new zigzag punch. And I decided I wanted to feature these beautiful Lithuanian style eggs. These are the ones with the, almost like, it looks like thumbprints. Those were just the sponge. Look how pretty that is. Bunny's back. This was with the swirly eggs. And that little bunny sticker does come with a heart too. So pop that on there. Here's featuring the different kinds. I just love this. This rickrack seems to be like the perfect touch on these. I love that. And I think we flip it over. I believe there are more in the back. These are the best thing for storing your borders, by the way. They fill and file sleeves. Okay, and here I wanted to be. This is my little more scientific. These are eggs in honor of my hens, my little girls, at our chicken coop, with the brown egg, white egg, and the kind of green eggs. So I love those little beauties. And then I used the field fence also. And then this was some old garden paper, like succulents, had succulents on one side. And I just thought that was so pretty to add with the speckled eggs. And these signs come with a sticker pack for the painted garden, as do these as well. And these drop daisies, by the way, come from, I think it's 2019 National Scrapbook Day, but those were the little $1.50, $2 accessory packs. I use those all the time, so I'm glad that I have them. All right, and this is the border punch. This is this border punch. This is the Border Maker cartridge, and so is that Border Maker cartridge. But they're very nice grass. Okay, not cards yet. This I used the zebra stripe for grass, again to give you more possibilities. If you don't have any of the grass punches, that one works really, really well. And this is that rainbow ripple punch for the background. These are from the, are they Painted Garden or the National Scrapbook Day? I think the Painted Garden. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are Painted Garden, just on blue cardstock. Excuse me. And then down here, yeah, when you have a wider border, I like these better than the ones with the 5 pockets because it protects what you have on here better. And on this one, another thing that I did, and I'll show you that as well. This was that garden succulent. I think it was glowing garden or something, and it had these gorgeous succulents on there. And the flip side also had that brown speckled egg. But I decided to mix these, and then I had some old Miss Grossman stickers that are beautiful for spring. So I filled a whole paper with these stickers, and then I cut eggs out of them as well. And of course, the bunny's back. All right, so those two. And last but not least, I made a couple of cards with the eggs. And these, again, are from the Painted Garden. The embellishments are from the Painted Garden. I doubled the grass on this one to give it a little bit more dimension. These are the Lithuanian style natural looking eggs. And these are here too. Actually, this is all four that I did. The speckled egg, the line drawn egg, the little stamped one, or just sponged. And then this is the natural dye looking ones, like the Lithuanian eggs. But anyway, I had a lot of fun, and I hope this has given you some idea, maybe some inspiration. I had to write to Kylie because I was so inspired by her beautiful layout that it made me want to work with this even more than I did when I first saw it. So I hope this does give you some ideas, and you know, you can dig around in your stash, see what you have. You probably have the perfect things to make exactly what you need. But if you don't, oh, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting here. This is an old paper that I had. As a matter of fact, it's white on the back. It's an old Creative Memories paper. But I liked the lines that are on it. So this is going to be my journal box on this border. So you can do that as well. You can also cut these large eggs and just score them if you want to use them as journal boxes. Or you can just write on them. Any of them, you know, if you want to just have a little space for journaling. But anyway, I do hope that this inspires you. I will put the links for all the products that I used. I always like to end with photographs so you can take your time to look at the different layouts and the different borders and cards and so forth. So I thank you so much for watching. I know your time is very valuable, and I appreciate you spending the time with me. And I hope that you have a good time scrapbooking. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I appreciate that. Happy scrapbooking.